Hey guys, I'm sure you're all excited for No Man's Sky. I'd like to present you guys some facts about the game, some secrets, some little other things, controversies, and other little things about what the devs have said and what is actually in the game. So stay tuned to find out about all that cool jazzy stuff. And for the meantime, slam that subscribe button for future content updates. So what I'm going to be going over in this video is the fact that there is actually not really any other way to meet other people in the game. Possibly, you can land on other people's planets, but currently two players were on a planet and were not able to find each other. Multiplayer was supposed to be similar to Dark Souls, like the devs said, but it's not even 1/quintillionth close to that. There is a lot of pop-in and low-resolution textures in the game, and also, spoilers alert here, guys, so if you are really wanting to avoid spoilers for this, just pause the video and I'll put a little picture up to show you when the spoilers have stopped. But without any delay anymore, if you are still here, the fact is, when you get to the end of the galaxy, which was a really hyped feature, and they really said that it was going to have something cool behind it with meaning and a depth, but the fact is, you just kind of start in a new procedurally generated galaxy, and I think a lot of people were disappointed with that. I was disappointed with that, and I'm sure a lot of people thought it was going to be a lot cooler. We're going to talk about how much interaction there will be between the players, and how you can encounter other players. So without any further ado anyway, let's just get straight into the content. Alright guys, so the first topic I want to talk about is player interaction. And is it actually possible to meet up in game? Well, two streamers who go by the name Sidocat and the Sad Cactus tried this last night. The Sad Cactus did actually find Sidocat's planet, and under the assumption that Sidocat couldn't have been too far from his exploration, he messaged him and he tried to organize a meetup. Now Sidocat wasn't actually too far away, and that's what's cool about this story, is that both of them decided to set up a dual layer Twitch, which means that you can view both streams from one screen at the same time. You can see what both viewers and what both streamers are seeing, and you can interact with both at the same time. The chats are shared, and they tried to use this method to meet up so that viewers could see what it looked like for the first time to meet up in No Man's Sky. Now, when they actually arrived at the same planet, because it took Sidocat a little while to get there, they couldn't actually see or interact with each other. Now, they did get to the same location, and they did also try to scan the planet while each of them were on it, but it revealed nothing at all. It revealed no data about other players, it revealed no method to interact, or nothing they could do with each other. Now this was a big disappointment to many fans. The stream was not very happy about it, but the devs did actually reply and said that it was a networking issue, probably because of the huge server load of the game. Now a lot of players have been playing the game lately, and it was huge on release, and the devs did say though that it would be rare for people to meet up, but it was actually possible. Now, I don't know. I think this is a little bit suspicious, honestly. I'm sure a lot of you are still going to be suspicious, even though what the devs say. And all I can say, though, is that we will actually have to wait for a little bit more gameplay until we can fully decide whether this is actually a networking issue, whether they've got multiplayer issues or not. But I'll let you guys decide. Let me know what you think in the comments about this one. Is it really got multiplayer, or are the devs being misleading? Now, the second thing I want to talk about, guys, is how pop-in and low-resolution textures are actually abundant in the game. Now, a lot of complaints have been cropping up about the pop-in and the bad textures, and I'll just talk about the pop-in first. Now, this is bluntly obvious when flying through space itself. Lots of meteors and fields and popping up as the player flies forward, which is a proportional relativity of about 40 to 50 meters. And I know that sounds like confusing javel science shit, but you know what, I'm going to elaborate real quick. So what I mean by that, and that's a really confusing thing, right? Proportional relativity. So when you're flying in space and you're looking around, there's like a little circular sphere around your player that's about 40 to 50 meters, and anything in that sphere, like say there's a meteorite in that sphere, you can see it, you can look around it, you can obviously see it getting closer and further and blah blah blah. But if there is anything outside of that sphere, even if it technically is there and it's just there's a meteor 51 meters away, if it is exactly 1 millimeter outside of that sphere, it will not render, and therefore you will not see it until you move 1 more millimeter more forward. Now, the sheer size of the game is a testament to the amount of passion in it, and I think the devs were focusing on other features, to be honest, such as the exploration, ship mechanics, and your tools, and mining, and crafting, and over the sheer aesthetic pleasure of the game, because games aren't all about graphic porn. Now, the point is, it's also a console title. It might be a PC port as well, but it is based and built on the foundation of the consoles, which means that it has to restrict itself around the hardware limitations. And with such a large game, with such exploration and diversity, it would be incredibly hard to currently stretch the resource limitations of the consoles to somehow increase the pop-in distance. But the second thing I want to talk about is the textures. Now, the textures themselves, I actually agree. It's a bit of a shame the textures are so low resolution. The contrast between some high resolution textures like the player's ship or tools compared to certain rocks or plant species is quite horrible. The gun/ships look extremely detailed and aesthetic, where a lot of the ambient objects look quite washed out and blurry. This is a bad game design in my opinion, because its contrasting graphics like these tend to confuse your brain and make you feel unpleasant, and people don't actually understand why they feel unpleasant at this, but the point is it would actually be better to lower the resolution and textures of some of the higher detailed things such as the ships and the tools and things, and actually increase the resolutions of the rocks and planets a little bit more, and then it would equalize it all and make it relative to each other. And this is why games like Borderlands were so successful, even though the graphics weren't supposed to be about aesthetic fucking porn. Now, I think they should have gone in that direction, to be honest. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know whether you agree or you disagree. So just let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of these topics. And if you enjoyed the video and you want more future content updates, then just slam that subscribe button and have a beautiful day.